When we start the day for this episode, we really have to say that it is a beautiful sunny day. So it is about to go orange all the way for us in Malaysian Riders. But this time around, review is not something we have in our mind. Although we will be discussing about the bike a little bit here and there, but it won't be a review. It won't. So let's talk about the bike, shall we? The KTM Duke 200. This was probably one of the most anticipated bike by us. Sadly, we weren't able to get it as soon as possible to make a relevant review out of it. Since KTM Malaysia can't provide us with a bike, Enginize Malaysia decided to help us with it. The bike, priced at around 20,000 ringgit, is powered by a 200cc single-cylinder 4-stroke engine, producing around 25 horsepower, so it's not really an impressive bike by specification. But the weight of the bike is amazingly light, and that does translate a great power to weight ratio if you are light as a feather. So that brings us to our rider of this episode. This is Eddie. He will be the one to ride this bike, and we shall give him some challenges along the way in hope that we shall entertain ourselves a little aside from testing the old Duke 200. Starting from here, we would like to test out the fuel efficiency of the bike, heading towards Fraser's Hill. Oh, and ride it with an average of 60 km an hour.
Right. Let's do it, man.
So that starts our journey towards Fraser's Hill. Right away after we gave the challenge, we knew it will be a boring ride, especially for the rider. Of course, the bike is efficient with the fuel. The bike is totally basic, a frame, an engine, two surprisingly great tire and tidbits of plastics and electronics that makes up a whole bike. But then, we decided to change our mind and try to break the bike instead. Because of the ride so far has been awfully dreadful, we changed our mind for the first challenge. Even the fuel is not consumed much. So this test will focus on the engine durability, as you will be needed to kick off as much dust possible in this area in 30 seconds. Well, moving on. We will discuss on the bike performance in terms of handling. Since everything we try to do turns out to be boring, we'll just say it here straight away. The KTM's lightweight and well-balanced construction really gives the Duke 200 a great performance in terms of handling. It is super easy, confidence-inspiring and boring. But for the segment that it is targeting, it is a great beginner's bike after all. And the handlebar position gives the rider a steady and comfortable riding position, regardless of your size. Even this guy, which is not the smallest guy in the world, finds it comfortable to ride it so far. So that's about it for now. Let's talk about something else. Well, up till now, we can say that the bike is a great value to buy. but we are pretty sure the owner will definitely think about getting something more exciting after some time with it. But then again, it will definitely last a long time, especially with the proper care given to it. So, there's not much for us to say about this bike anymore. Then we decided to torture our rider a little bit more. Now you made it to the top, nothing impressive. Any bike can do it, so the challenge for getting down is to have the bike in neutral and ride it without starting the engine. Remember, gravity is your power and the brakes is your friend. And this will be the part where we do exactly nothing smart with the test. We didn't even have a clue of what can this challenge prove, but for the sake of seeing the riders in somewhat funny situation, we just did it anyway. And then it gets a little bit exciting. Just a little. So that is basically the end of the film, and the conclusion that we can give from all the challenges will be KTM Duke 200 is practical and sensible, that worth to buy, for those who are still learning in riding of course, but it can still give some fun to an experienced rider, but not by much. Well, that's it. Thank you for watching, and please don't be mad, and see you next time, probably. And please subscribe to our channel.
Action.